Good day everybody, and welcome to another fossil related video. Gonna do something a little different today rather than just your standard hunting and prepping videos. I've been trying to think of different ideas, so thought today I'd take you around my workshop, show you all the tools and everything that I use, how everything's set up, what you might need if you want to prep fossils, everywhere from a beginner to an amateur. So yeah, thought that'd be a good idea. Gives somebody a basic start of what something looks like. Some stuff's cheap, some stuff's not. Depends how far you want to go in it. So yeah, I'll show you. So yeah, this is the workshop. It's just your everyday normal shed. It's all I really need for the moment. I'd love to have something bigger, but as you can see, there's not much space on the side of the house or the fence, so I've just got to make do with what I got. So yeah, I'll take you in and let's show you what I've got. So, excuse the mess. I was going to tidy up before I did this, but thought, why not show you what it actually looks like 90% of the time. You'll clean one day and then the next day it's gone. It's an absolute eyesore at the minute. Still in the middle of building all new shelves and everything. It's just an eyesore. So yeah, let's go. So first things first, safety comes first. Obviously, gloves. Some people will say, how do you stop the vibration of the tools and everything? You can't really. There is anti-vibe gloves that are out on the market, but they're not going to protect you. They're not going to stop you. There's not really much choice in the matter. You've just got to deal with it and just take regular interval breaks. So yeah, gloves, glasses. Safety glasses are the number one thing in prep. I'm telling you. The amount of times, I mean, even with these, I sometimes still, have bits of rock ping. Sometimes they might get underneath the glass, but glasses, number one. It's just simple as that. There's no other way about it. Masks, dust masks. Got various dust masks. I'll just grab this one. There's a load of others I have in a drawer with different filtration systems. But yeah, wear your masks. Extraction units, which I'll get onto later. They do help. But yeah, masks, big thing, must have. So yeah, that's the safety side of everything covered for the time being. Well, the shortest side of it, but that'll do for now. So yeah, let's talk about prep tools. Number one thing. I've got one somewhere in a drawer over here, in there, but I'm not moving all of that to get it out of the way. But that's just your normal standard Dremel. You can buy them from Zoic Paleotech. They're absolutely brilliant for a beginner. They'll give you all the different stylus bits that you need for it, or your chisel tips, your pointed tips. They're really good. You want them. They're pretty decent. So then that's your beginning. That's how I started on the beginning before I started to move over to more pneumatic air tools. So your first, you get different variations from different companies. There's German, there's American companies and everything. This is a Chicago CP9361. This was an original that I bought. Still need to send it off to Zoic actually to get converted into a better version of it. But this is my big roughing out tool. As you can see, it's currently got, you can barely, it won't even zoom in really that well, but it's a bit knackered now these days. But yeah, that's my big roughing out tool. You do get pointed tips with it too. Your chisels for mainly your bulk matrix removal. Then you have your pointed tip so you can get a bit closer to the ammonites or bone or whatever you're working on. That's your main one. Again, Zoic sell these and other variations which I'll get onto later on, but this is the main roughing out pen. This is the big lad. This is the one that does the work until I can get the T-Rex pen that they sell. Next, you've got the again Zoic again, the Micro Raptor. This is your fine detail pen. This is more for example, like getting in between all these ribs in the inner whorls in the middle. This is what that's for. Also tidying up around all the edges of the keels of the ammonites or bone. That's what that's for. That's an again absolute flipping brilliant pen. This I've had others in the past before from different companies, but that one's the best. It's flipping brilliant. You can fine tune it. You can take it down with the nozzle. Turn it down with different. I don't think I've got any air in the compressor at the minute. I can't show you, but yeah, you can fine tune it. Take the PSI down so you can cause less damage to the fossils. Just obviously takes a little longer to work on it. Next up, die grinders or rotary tools. In fact, this one, donkey's years, it needs replacing actually because it's starting to get a bit old. Started to struggle to even tighten up in between here with the little spanners that you get with it. This is for your matrix finishes. So for example, like here, this is the smoothing out. You'll get different rotary burrs that I'll show you in a minute. That cleans up all of these and gives a nice smooth finish. You can also buy your rotary dremel. I've also got one of them that I use just in case. But obviously, with these, you can only use them for a certain amount of time at a time, should I say, because of the motor in them, so they might burn out. I've had one burn out before when I've been working on things. Don't want to set fire to anything, so yeah, rotary tools are important. I'm still looking for a really good one, but I just can never seem to find any. So yeah, rotary tools, matrix smoothing, that's what that's for. And also for bowling it out, really. If you want to bowl something out, get a nice rounded edge on everything, that's what they're good for. So I'll move on to the stylus bits that you can use for them next. So, box of tricks. These are all your find a better one actually. These are all your rotary burrs, sanding discs, and different grits. I've got another box that I'll show you in a minute that I keep all my sanding bits in. These are just for these ones. But then you've got all your different. These are all diamond coated rotary burrs. You've got your different variations. You can get diamond, you can get tungsten carbide. I'm not sure where I've placed them at the minute, but you've got tungsten carbide too that I've started using a lot more regularly. Come in all different shapes and sizes, so like with that one, these ones I'd probably never use, these just come in, but then you've got, let me see, bloody hell, that needs a tidying out. You've got different lengths. It's empty. Yeah. These again, never use these, probably never will. There we go. These are a bit better. Again, you'll hit these at an angle. Oh, that's spinning. Takes down the matrix, smooths it out nicely. What else have I got in here? I've got all sorts. There's some good ones actually. These are the main styles that I use at the minute. These are really good. You can get like a nice beveled edge. They're perfect them. Use a lot of these. I've got many of these somewhere. I know I've got boxes elsewhere in the shed, but yeah. Nice toolbox to hold everything in, because you don't want to go in missing, because they're not cheap. Especially the tungsten carbide ones, they are really expensive. But yeah. That's your rotary burrs. Again, shed's a mess, so I won't show too much. But all different gritted sandpapers, all numbered on there, so you can get a better feel for it. More little tool holders that I need to all sort out. I'm in the process of sorting all of this out. Oh yeah, before I forget, built this little tool holder, a few bits of wood, drilled some holes in. That's just for holding all your air pens in. Makes it a little bit more neater, although obviously right now it doesn't look neat. So next up, a few misconceptions on this one that I'll try and clear up a little bit. But air abrasives, so many people will see people talking about air abrasives and they want one, but one, they cost a lot of money, they're not cheap. Your cheapest ones that you find, which like the one that I've got, was about £500–600. Then you move on to your much higher grade ones. They're in the £4,000–5,000 range. They are not cheap. I'd love to have one, but unless I can find one second hand, I'm never getting one unless I'm a millionaire, because they're just ridiculous. So yeah, show you all the air abrasives right now, show you all of that. Yeah, so first off, you need a blasting cabinet. Do not do this without one of these. It's as simple as that. These are all any metal microparticles, you know, your aluminium oxide, your iron oxide. You do not want them getting in your lungs. Even when I've got it in this and I've got the extractor, which I'll show you in a minute, hooked up to it, I'm still wearing breathing apparatus. You don't understand how dangerous all of this stuff is. So yeah, built all this myself. This is what one looks like inside. I need to give it a clean out at the minute. But obviously I've got all my gloves fitted into there, so my hands don't get absolutely battered. This is all your housing cabinet. little hole to bring my tool in. There's the extraction fan that hooks up to it to make sure that I can see inside, because if I didn't have that, it'd just get dusty in there and I won't be able to see. At the minute, this is just perspex, but I do intend to get some actual proper glass fitted to this, because as you can see, I mean, give the inside a clean, but it's really starting to struggle now to see in there. It's getting a bit rough. So next up, the extraction unit. I still need to fit all this to the wall over here, and actually have a hose that hooks up to the outside to take it out. At the minute I've just got this bag, but that'll do for now. This is number one on the list. Didn't use my abrasive unit until I bought one of these, because it was just stupid. You need one of these. Again, they're not cheap. Abrasive is not cheap. I'll say it a million times. I got told that when I was looking into buying one, whether it was worth the while or not. It was for me, but some people it might not be, depending on how far you want to take your prep. So yeah, your extraction unit. Nice big one. I'd love a bigger one, but obviously, as you've seen in the shed, there's not enough room. So yeah, extraction unit. A little dark in here, I've not got the power on right now, but abrasive unit, the Vaniman Pro Blast. This thing's been a life changer for me for a lot of reasons. You've got all your dye, you've got a little filter system on the back, but you do need other filtration systems hooked up to it, which I'll show you in a bit. Cap comes off. Ah, bloody hell. I can't get it off at the minute, not with one hand. But yeah, you take that off. You've got two little screws back here, which I'm struggling to really show you. Yeah, you take that off, then you can refill it, empty all your different powders out into the tubs, clean it all out, get a hoover or an air hose, blow it all out every time you refill it with a different abrasive material. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. I'll just show you the pen actually. Just show that for a minute. So this is what it comes in. You get different types of tips for different powders. This one's made for your aluminium oxide. This is a much smaller opening in the tip. Then you've got different ones, which I'll show you in a second. Just grab them. Then you've got these ones. Again, Zoic Paleotech, I bought this from them. They offer all these services. These ones specifically are for the iron powder. So yeah, you need different tips for different powders. I was trying to run the iron powder through the one that I've got on at the minute, that black one, but it was just stopping the flow of the powder. I was barely getting anything out of it, so I had to bite the bullet and buy some of these. But definitely worthwhile. Got two. I think these cost me, two of them were £42, I think it was. I can't quite remember, but yeah, need these. Definitely need these. Just do a quick one on abrasive powders. Tight sealed boxes. These were brush boxes that I got from what were they? They had bird feed in them. Nice, tight and sealed. There's no moisture getting inside them. Then you have your silica gel pads. Draws the moisture out of them again. This I've got the aluminium oxide in. That's your more heavy duty stuff, but it's not that great actually using it on the fossils. I just like to tickle the matrix with it, just to give it a more smoother finish. You don't really want to be hitting most of your fossils with that, because it will flipping blow through them. This stuff melts stuff. Then you've got your iron powder. I'm still waiting on some other iron powders coming. This is your harder version of your iron powder. This is to remove a lot of the top layer of the matrix, and then you get a softer version of iron powder which you can use on your fossils then. And that's a bit better, especially if they're calcitic and everything. Iron powder is mainly the one you want to be going for. Aluminium oxide still does its job, but iron powder I've found is the much better way to go. So yeah, that's the abrasive stuff. So one thing to know, especially with Whitby material more than anything, abrasives are a finishing tool. They're not, you can't do all your prep with Whitby material with an air abrasive unit. The matrix is just far too hard. There's far too much iron pyrite content. Depending on what the matrix is in general with the limestone, it might not even flipping do it. A lot of the time you might just have to use your air pens. It's just as simple as that. Whereas if you're in Dorset material, they predominantly use your iron powder these days. They've actually started using a different air abrasive unit. I can't remember what it is. I know it's a German make that's specifically designed for iron powder, and they do almost all their work with iron powder. Same as a lot of other countries, you know, in America, where you get your really soft matrices like your fossil fish and everything. A lot of that work is done with air abrasive. It's still pen work, you still got to use your pens and everything, but you can use your air abrasives a lot more with that. Hope that helps. So next up, the thing that makes everything tick, compressor. Recently bought this. The first compressor I ever bought was a 50 litre. Found it was refilling all the time, non-stop, so I had that for many years. Then beginning of this year, I think it was, in 2021, it conked out on me finally. Had a lot of use out of it. Then I was looking into buying a new one, but I needed a replacement one, so I bought a 25 litre one. That was a bad idea. Terrible, terrible idea. So then bit the bullet, bought this absolute beast. Again, depending on compressors and how good you want them. This thing cost me, I don't even know how much it was. I think it was £600 to £700. It's a 100 litre compressor. It's an absolute monster. I don't have to refill up anywhere near as much as what I used to do anymore. Your compressor makes everything tick. You can't use your air tools without it. You can't use your air abrasives without it. It's just as simple as that. So you need a compressor. Then obviously hooked up to the compressor, you need your air filtration systems. Got a two-way there, but I've still got some more to buy, because you do not want water and different oils and everything running all the way through your air pens or into your air abrasives, especially the air abrasive, because it can go into the pipes and then it can block up all the powder, then it clogs, then it can break. You need air filtration. It's as simple as that. You have different ones. You have all these nozzles, they change the PSI levels on it, then that hooks up to a 4-way outlet that connects all my hoses and everything. I think I bought this on Amazon, but again, Zoic does much better stuff than that, so I will be buying again from them at some point. But one of these, you definitely need one of these. I mean, you don't have to, you can hook it direct up to your compressor if you wanted to, but your compressor, every time it fills up, will fill up with the moisture, and then you build up water in the compressor. That's another thing I forgot to add, actually. That empty your tanks. If you use it on a regular basis every day of the week, just empty your tanks out a week. You get the instructions with it. You can empty the tanks out, and that causes less issues for yourself. Definitely one to look at. So yeah, that's the all the compressors and all your pipes and air filtrations and whatnot, and all your couplings and everything. You really do need all of that. It's just essential, especially the filtration systems. I can't speak more highly of them. You need them. You do not want your pipes getting water in them, blocks everything up, rusts your tools inside. Make sure you oil your tools regularly, once every couple of days if you're using them every day. Just always oil them up. Keeps them new, keeps them running smooth. Yeah, you're avoiding rust, which is the main #1 killer of metal, so make sure you do that. So next up, we're just onto storage, I suppose. I mean, my storage is dreadful at the minute. I'm still building all of these shelves, as you can see behind me. Still got some more to do on the opposite side of this camera, but yeah, I'll just show you a quick one of them. So yeah, just your standard storage boxes. Got these from B&Q because they were really cheap. Though I will be replacing these soon because they're really starting to fall apart. I don't think they're really made for any heavy material or anything. There's better ones out there with thicker plastic than these. But these have done the jobs over the years. Different boxes have different things in. Usually it's all different lias material. You'll have like your middle lias, your upper lias, your lower lias. Just these big ones. I use these big ones for the bigger pieces of blocks that I have, because they don't fit in there. So yeah, that's the storage that I use, all of them. Also, these crates, you know, the ones that you usually get from Tesco supermarkets and everything. Pretty much everything in here is all finished material, ready to sell on the website or trade with people or whatever it may be. Keep all of that there. That's a big basket there. I just take basically whatever I can find, really. Another box up here. I mean, again, drawers if you need them. I mean, I don't tend to use these drawers anymore. They're just sat in there. Store all my chisels and everything inside them. Little boxes to put stuff in. Different buffing pads, polishing stuff up, which I don't ever really tend to do that much neither, to be honest. There's all your spanners and whatnot in. What's that in here? All my acetic acid in there for acid prep bone. Why is that one not closing? I don't even know what's in half of these drawers. Big grinding wheel. Don't currently use that often anymore. But yeah, there's another one back there, but I can't get to that right now, and I'm not going to move it, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, that's all your storage. That's all the storage. Obviously, again, building shelves up here to store more of the stuff that I've already shown. Just makes everything a bit more tidy and neater. So yeah, just a quick one on clamps. Mainly used for gluing. You know, you get all your different sized clamps for all sorts of stuff. Another one there, another one there. You know, you get any broken fossils and you need to glue them back together, you should clean all the fossil off, blow it all off, give it a wash, then glue it all up with your paraloid and flipping glue them all up and clamp them tightly, then leave them for a day or two, let the glue all set, and then you're good to go. Yeah, clamps, good call. So yeah, hope that all helps. That's my absolute eyesore of a workshop. Really needs a clean. I might do it at some point this weekend, I think. Needs a good old tidy up, finish all of them benches up. It'll look much better then. But yeah, hope that all helps. I've probably not shown everything, probably forgotten a lot of things, but hopefully that gives you an idea of, you know, what your rough setup might look like. Like I said, it's not cheap. Again, only spend what you're willing to spend on. If you really want to take it further, then buy all of them tools. Like I said, I can't speak highly enough of Zoic again. I'll always use their tools, they're absolutely brilliant. As soon as they've got loads of different ranges of pens too, that I'll link down below in the bio and everything anyway, but you get the T-Rex pen, your Micro Raptors, your Velociraptors, the Chicago pen that I showed you. They've got their own version of that they remake. Well, sorry, they convert those ones that I have into their own version of it, because those ones are quite outdated now and old, and they're not really made specifically for fossils, but they still do the job. But yeah, hope you all enjoyed, guys. Like, subscribe, comment on the video, tell me what you think. Send me pictures of your setups if you've got one. If you look at any questions, you know, feel free to comment in the down below. I'm happy to always answer any questions that anybody may have. That's the one. Get in my mouth. I can't speak this morning. Don't know what's going on. Oh well. Yeah. Hope you all have a good day. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe out there. Wear all your protective gear if you're in the prep workshop. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.